In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form in Google. So the first thing you want to do is come over to google.com. And once you're logged into google.com, you want to come up to the top right. You could look at the different amount of icons here and just click on forms. And the first thing you're going to see is start a blank form. Or what you can do is come over here and just look at some of the top forms that have been created by other users, like order form, event, feedback, job application, time off request, work request. As well, you could come over here to the top where it says template gallery. And now you could click on general. And now you can see a list of templates that you would like that you can create up. There's one called t-shirt sign up, party invite, RSVP, find a time. So I think this is a great one to do. And I'm just going to come into here and just kind of show you the basics of editing the form, copying the form, and sending the form, as well as previewing it before you actually send it. So let's click on find a time. So now you have find a time here. And what I like to do is just come over here, click on make a copy. So, and I'm just going to say that, and now I'm just going to name this basketball meeting. Let's do basketball meeting. Okay, and I'm going to save it to my drive, and I could share it to certain people if I want, but right now I just want to make a copy and edit it. So now that it's open, we're going to edit a title here. We're going to say basketball meeting time. Okay, so now what we can do, we can edit this. Please insert the time you're available. Very straightforward. We want to see the best available time for people to join the basketball meeting based on an average here, depending on the responses, because we'll get responses here. Okay, so valid email. This is mandatory. So here, this form is collecting email addresses, and I'm just going to show you how to do this as well. So let's say I wanted to copy this. Basketball meetings, make this mandatory. So I'm just going to click on plus, and now it's a question. So what they did here was they put email, which is mandatory. So here, the first thing I want to do is a short answer. Okay, so I want to name this, enter your email address. Okay. So now here, we're just going to make this required, short answer. And that's it. So watch as I preview this. I'm just going to click on the top right. I'm going to preview it. It's going to open a window. And you can see enter your email address. So this is a mandatory field. Okay, so now you could look at some other things that we can do here. So items to discuss, long answers. So you can have this mandatory or not mandatory. And over here they had multiple choice questions. Okay, so we can do one here like this. Let's do multiple choice. So question 1. We could say bringing food. Option 1, we could put yes, add other, and this is required as well. So are you bringing food? We just put, are you bringing food? Okay, now we want to preview this again. Are you bringing food? Yes or no? So this is mandatory. They're going to have to answer that. And items to discuss. This is pretty straightforward. If you want to have something like this that's not mandatory, come over here. And we're just going to put a long answer or a paragraph. Okay, and we're not going to make it required. Other questions prior to our meeting, please insert below. And we won't make this mandatory or required. So now what we can do is we could preview it again. And you can say other questions prior to our meeting, please insert below. And now if we wanted to get rid of this, we could come over here, click on this, and we could just delete. And if we want to delete this, we can't. And that's it for editing a current template. And now what you can do is you can preview it. If everything looks great, then what I'd recommend to do is to come over here, click on more, and you can actually add collaborators as well as share this to others just by sending. Click on the send. And now what you can do is you can either copy the link, you can send it. So you can enter a bunch of email addresses here. And you can include the form in an email and then click on send. Now, every time someone fills out this form, you could come over here to responses and you'll see the list of responses. And right now there's no responses, but let's say someone fills this out, and I'm just going to do this quickly here. Am I bringing food? Yes. Not mandatory. Everything else is not mandatory. Nothing. And I'm just going to submit this form. Okay, so basketball meeting, your response has been recorded. Now I'm going to come back to my meeting form, and as you can see, there has been one response. So if I go back to questions, I could look at the response, someone who responded, are you bringing food? Yes. Okay, so that's perfect. So now we have a list count of everyone who is bringing food to the meeting. If there was any answers, there would be in the questions here, and then the individuals as well. So you can see the list of the individuals that has responded. So now let's get back to just creating a blank form. If you want to create a blank form, we're going to do the same process. Come over to Google, click on Forms. We're going to click on a blank form. And we're just going to call this Hockey Meeting. Form description. Information to collect to see who's bringing food to our meeting. Okay, so here's the first question. Are you bringing... Okay, and we've made it multiple choice. If you wanted to make it something else, you could have either drop-down box, a file upload, date, a time, a short answer, or paragraph. Okay, so we can add this. So it says suggestions, yes, no, maybe. So what I'm going to do, I just want yeses or no. So I'm not going to select all of this. I just want yes and no. And that is it. And this is required. And then we can do another thing. We can add a file upload. This is great if you need someone to upload a file, and this is automatically going to be uploaded to the drive, and a notification in your form. Please upload ID, for example. File upload, and then allow only specific file types, and we can just say a PDF, an image, a drawing, a document. And then the maximum number of files you want them, which should be only one, and then the max file size, and you could say this is required. And then you can view it again. Click on here. And then anytime someone responds, you'll see the information here. And that's it on how to create a Google form. The last thing to do is you want to make sure this is titled, and all of the changes are going to be saved in your Google Drive. And that's it. So that's it for the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And like always, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.